The scream shattered the Sunday morning quiet, a jagged edge slicing through the hum of sprinklers and birdsong in Maple Grove. It wasn't the usual suburban soundtrack of lawnmowers or kids on bikes. It was raw, commanding, a man's voice barking like he owned the cul-de-sac. From my kitchen window, I saw him, a hulking figure in a black tactical vest, looming over my 6-year-old daughter, Emma, who knelt on the driveway, her green chalk frozen mid-stroke. He was shouting about HOA violations and vandalism, his hand twitching toward his belt. My pulse spiked, the coffee mug slipping from my hand to crack on the counter. I was halfway to the door when a voice calm, cold, lethal cut through from upstairs. Red dot on your chest. Not a toy. A heartbeat later, the side mirror of the black SUV at the curb exploded in a spray of glass. The man staggered, his bravado crumbling. That was the moment Maple Grove learned you don't scream at a kid when her mother's a sniper. It had been one of those mornings that felt almost too perfect. The sun spilled gold across the lawns, the air thick with the smoky promise of our backyard grill. I was in the kitchen, shaping burger patties, half singing an old Tom Petty tune. Emma was out front, lost in her chalk world, sketching a dragon with emerald wings and a tail that curled like a comet. She was all focus, her ponytail bobbing, her tongue peeking out. Upstairs, my wife, Claire, savored her ritual, black coffee, a dog-eared thriller, and the silence she'd earned after 2 tours as a Marine sniper in Iraq. For a moment, life felt steady, safe. Then the SUV rolled in. No plates, tinted windows, engine rumbling like a predator's growl. I froze, the meat patty squishing in my hands. The vehicle stopped dead at our driveway, and 2 men stepped out broad tall, in matching black vests stamped HOA compliance. No waves, no smiles, just cold purpose. The first, a buzz-cut brute with a boxer's jaw, marched toward Emma. The second, wiry, with eyes like a coyote, scanned the house, his hand hovering near his hip. I dropped the meat and bolted for the door, the screen slamming behind me. "Hey," I yelled, stepping onto the grass. "What's this about?" Buzzcut ignored me. "Get off the driveway, kid," he snapped at Emma, his voice like a whip. "That's HOA property. Chalk's a violation." Emma's chalk hit the concrete, her eyes wide with confusion. She didn't cry, but her hands trembled, and that lit a fire in me. "She's 6, I said, MOVYing toward her. "She's drawing a dragon, not tagging a bridge." "Unauthorized markings," the wiry one said, his tone flat, mechanical. His hand hadn't left his hip, and I clocked a bulge under his vest, too heavy for a phone, too deliberate for a tool. This wasn't about chalk. I knelt beside Emma, pulling her close. "It's okay, Bug. Stay with me." Her arms looped around my neck, her breath fast. I stood, shielding her, and faced the men. "You don't get to yell at my kid." "Who are you?" "HOA enforcement," Buzzcut said, like it was a badge. "We got authority." "Authority?" I cut in, voice rising. "No badges, no IDs, no notice. You're not cops. You're not even real HOA. I'm calling 911. That's when the air tightened, like the second before lightning. From the upstairs window, Claire's voice rang out, steady as stone. "Target acquired." "Step back." I glanced up. There she was, half hidden by the curtain, her eye locked on the scope of her custom Remington 700. A red laser sat square on Buzzcut's chest, unmo-vying. He froze, hands twitching outward. Wiry's eyes darted, his fingers inching toward his vest. "Don't," Claire said, her voice ablade. "That's not a laser pointer." Buzzcut's jaw clenched, sweat beading on his scalp. Wiry looked ready to run. I held Emma tighter, whispering, "You're safe, Bug. Mommy's got this." "You've got 5 seconds to leave," I said, my voice low. "You're trespassing, harassing a child, and 1 move from a bad choice." Buzzcut tried to speak, his voice shaky. "We're under HOA. HOA isn't a militia," I snapped. "You're done." Claire's voice cut in again. "I don't miss." The standoff was a wire stretch to snapping. Neighbors peeked out, curtains shifting, a few stepping onto porches. Mr. Hensley across the street was filming, His phone raised. Buzzcut's eyes flicked to Wiry, then back to the dot on his chest. He was calculating. Then Wiry made a mistake. He stepped back toward the SUV, his hand darting inside his vest, quick, practiced. The world stopped. No birds, no sprinklers, just silence. Then, crack. A sharp, clean shot. The SUV's mirror shattered, glass raining down. Wiry stumbled, hands up, panic in his eyes. He wasn't hit. Claire didn't need to. Her point was made. Warning shot, she said, her tone unchanged. Next one's not. Buzzcut dropped to his knees, hands out. Wiry followed, mirror shards in his hair. Emma whimpered, her face in my shoulder. Is Mommy mad? No, Bug, I said, stroking her hair. Just very serious. Claire's voice came again. Lie flat. Hands out. No talking. They obeyed, vests scraping the lawn. The cul-de-sac buzzed, now neighbors clustering, phones out. You go, Mike? Mister. Hensley called. Yeah, I replied, eyes on the men. Cops are coming. Claire had triggered her silent alarm app, a relic from her Marine days. Backup was close. I edged toward the SUV, keeping the men in sight. It was a Ford Tresno decals, just that idling hum. Through the window, I saw a laptop stand, papers, and a black duffel bag, half open, with heavy-duty zip ties spilling out. Not hardware store junk military grade, the kind for restraining, not organizing. You brought zip ties, I said, my voice venom. You screamed at my daughter. This is an HOA. This is something else. No response. Fine. I wasn't asking. A police cruiser roared in, lights flashing, siren off. Two more followed, officers spilling out, weapons ready. They clocked the scene, two men down, a busted mirror, Claire's silhouette, and moved fast. Step back, sir, one said to me, calm but firm. I nodded, holding Emma. She's clear, I said, nodding upward. Won't shoot unless they're stupid. An officer approached the men. Hands VY Seibel. Roll over. Slow. They complied, faces pale, one with a tear streak, the other avoiding the window. Claire lowered her rifle, stepping back. She wasn't needed. Now real cops had this. Another officer opened the SUV's trunk and swore softly. Lieutenant, check this. Inside, zip ties, duct tape, burner phones, a tablet with neighborhood maps, and fake HOA citations, all with a logo that screamed official until you saw the typos. There were photos, houses, kids, license plates. One had Emma's name, drawing 8 to 9 a.m., Dad inside, Mom upstairs. My stomach lurched. These aren't HOA, I said, rage shaking my voice. They're predators. The officer nodded. We've got reports matching this vehicle. You're not their first. Claire stepped out the front door, MOVYing with quiet precision tank top, leggings, hair in a loose bun. One officer flinched. Another, a vet, nodded respectfully. We clear, she asked. For now, I said, setting Emma down. You okay, bub? She nodded, eyes on Claire. You shot the car, Mommy. Claire's lips twitched. Just a mirror, sweetie. Had to get their attention. Officers cuffed the men, loading them into cruisers. Neighbors crowded, phones rolling. A local reporter jogged up, mic in hand. Mr. Hensley's video was already online, titled, Fake HOA Thugs Threaten Kid, Sniper Mom Steps In. It was trending by lunch. As the last cruiser left, the adrenaline faded, Leah VYing a hollow ache. Emma sat on the porch, sipping juice, her dragon half done. Claire stood beside her, arms crossed, scanning the street. They had her name, she said, voice low. They were planning to take her. I swallowed hard. Wrong house. She nodded. Always is. The next days were chaos. Police inter VYUs, news vans, neighbors with pies like weed serve VY vet a siege. The SUV's contents told a grim story. The men, identified as Nathan Cole and Trav VYS Pike, were grifters with warrants in 3 states. They'd posed as inspectors, meter readers, and HOA reps, targeting families, elderly folks, single parents. Their tablet listed targets. Our house was starred, Emma's schedule mapped. Chalk time, 8 to 9 a.m., no VY cyber security. They'd watched us for weeks. The VY Deo went VY Row, millions of VYUs. Comments worship Claire, Marine Mom, for the win. Don't mess with her kid. Emma's dragon became a meme, its wings crushing an SUV. A local artist painted it as a mural in the park, a red laser duck glowing from a window. Emma called it Mommy's Star. Claire loathed the spotlight. She turned down NBC, but when a veterans group asked her to speak, she agreed not for fame, but to warn. At the event, she faced soldiers and families, her voice steady. EVYL doesn't always look like EVYL. Sometimes it's a vest and a clipboard. Be ready. See it first. The trial was quick. The VY Deo was brutal, but Claire's testimony calm, unshakable nailed them. Guilty, impersonation, attempted abduction, fraud, conspiracy. 20 years each, no bail. The judge said, "You didn't lose to a gun. You lost to a mother." Life crept back to normal. The neighborhood got cameras, a watch group, and checked every HOA rep's ID. Emma's chalk doubled in colors, her dragons fiercer. Claire's rifle stayed locked, cleaned weekly, a quiet ritual. Emma tells the story her way. The dragons scare the bad guys, and Mommy helped. Claire just smiles. Some heroes don't need credit, they just need their kids safe. And that's how two fake cops learned. Scream at a child, and you'd better check the windows. If you were the one in this story, how would you react? Would you stand up and fight back, or accept the unreasonable pressure and control from the HOA? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this VY Deo with more people. Your small action gives us the motivation to keep bringing you more intense and engaging stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next VY Deo.